I am Heather, and I'm going to get right into the discussion questions that we had for Chapter 3 and Chapter 4. So, as far as my favorite theory, um, I went more so for Chapter 3. I started off with my favorite type of authority that I like to be, I guess that this would be commanded under. I prefer a bureaucratic environment in comparison to other types um, of environments because I like rules and detailed job descriptions. I might be a little type A, so as much as me, it's not really about me liking the rules as much as I like that other people have them. I like things that are concise and defined. I feel like people operate better typically under this. I've never worked with a bunch of people that I could work really well around that would handle things, but I also don't know if I've worked in the type of like a restaurant, a coffee stand. Like you kind of need that type of environment a little bit to operate. So, um, another thing I like about it is that the leaders are selected on merit in terms of job competence and not personality or family ties. And I think that it helps defend against like those clear cut lines, defend against, discrimination, nepotism, preferential treatment, and prejudice. I also really liked reading about the Hawthorne effect. And that was a study in which the workers' behaviors were affected by the attention that they were receiving from researchers within the lighting study rather than the variables like the lighting and temperature themselves. When workers felt recognized, productivity and group norms were affected positively. I operate well when I'm being recognized and feeling appreciated. The relay study was cool too. Just job satisfaction is everything. I want people to understand that in the environment I'm working in. So what I disliked, page 80, it talks about theory X, which is essentially the theory that believes that people do not like work. One of the things it believes is that people avoid work and responsibility, they're not creative, and they need to be controlled. While I do believe that people need to have rules and be punished, I believe that taking the autonomy out of people's jobs makes them dislike work. So it kind of sounds hypocritical because I said I liked bureaucratic authority, which by the way, it's on page 69. But I, that's just like, the system that I kind of like in place because really, like, I'm a type Y type of person, type of gal. And I like to, be seen that I do find work enjoyable. Hopefully I do. But I want to be seen that way. I want responsibility. I do prefer self direction. I want to work towards organizational goals, have the potential to develop and adapt. And I just feel like I like to be treated as an adult and as a human being. So I feel like that's the best style. Chapter 4, my favorite theory would be the systems theory. A quote from page 106 is organization members muddle through complexities, perceive over time what works, and collectively reduce equivocality and make sense of their workplace. I like how it recognizes that routines and rules can't solve every communicative situation in the workplace, and the organizational environment is shaped by feedback and information as it comes, and that feedback is how future responses are guided. It's fluid. I feel like, you're not always going to have the same workers in the job. People get fired, people quit. And so the structure is constantly changing and evolving. And I think that that should be accounted for. Adaptivity. I think that that's what separates successful organizations from unsuccessful ones. My least favorite would be the feminist approach. Page 108. I don't like to focus on that and focus on feminism. I'm all about women's rights. Obviously, I'm a woman, but this is my personal opinion, I don't really want to focus on masculinity or toxic masculinity or unfairness and everybody being out to get me. I know that there are gender bias that exist, and it's a part of a critical approach that I don't want to completely forget about. I always want to be, cognizant of it and make sure that nothing's being out of control, But it seems extreme, and I think it can propagate a lot of negativity in the workplace. Hyper focusing on those issues can actually do more harm than be a benefit sometimes too. Because I think the men that are really part of the problem are the ones that are going to purposely go against the feministic ideals anyways. And most men aren't like that, the people I know anyways. I would rather deconstruct the patriarchy by doing an awesome job and not focusing on the negative. It's just not good for my personal mental health. So as far as last week's case study, I would back to page 80. I would definitely say that Theory X is something that we could kind of qualify that whole pharmaceutical company situation with. People, because Theory X believes that people don't care about the organization, they'll adequately work when there are promises for rewards and potential punishments, and that, Theory X managers believe that people want to have direction in order to evade responsibility. It believes managers must control reward and punish employees, and they were trying to the pharmaceutical company was trying to control and punish everyone, including, Harvard scientists who didn't even work for them because they were going against them. And seems to me that they thought that workers were not creative or smart. I don't want to say not creative because they went above and beyond doing some really shady things, but maybe that they're not smart. They thought that everybody would just fall in line to what they wanted and that they wouldn't speak out, and they thought they could dupe everyone. And then it's also bureaucratic because the pharmaceutical company ran everything very top down. So, and I'm sure if we were looking into a critical approach and the feministic approach, we could find many things in that. I mean, our book is full of, as we went over the ethics last time, our book is full of things we could throw at this situation. But yeah, thank you.